Okay, so what I'm doing here is I am working on an animation, a walk cycle. I'm actually using Toon Boom Harmony instead of Animate for the moment, just because I use both programs and I haven't used Harmony for a while, so I'm kind of retraining myself on Harmony. So what I'm using for a reference is, oops, if I can get it over here. I got I downloaded a preview of this walk cycle, so I'm using it as a. Just gotta remember where I'm at. I'm at 6 because I'm gonna move it. So I'm using it. Here is the walk cycle I'm using. This guy with the coffee cup, and then I'll put the second guy in after I do the coffee cup guy first. And he's basically walking. I'm not going to use those 3 people. I'm just going to do him walking until he probably gets to this point, like right about here, and I'll stop it. Just do a walk cycle animation, basically. I'm doing frame by frame, and I was doing. I'm going to move this onto my second monitor because that way I have my workspace here. So I'm going to put my animation back where it was at. It was at, I think I had it at 6 seconds. I'm going to lose my place where I'm at. I just thought, I should probably start recording this to share it to make it shareable with you guys as a demo. Okay, so I'm not sure if that's where I was at, but I know it said 6. So I'll check in a second. Okay, so what I have done so far, I had a second character walking in here from this direction, which was actually what I was doing for the original animation. This is for my own personal animation work. I just did a background hallway here using the tools, the perspective tools in Harmony. I'll clean it up later. This is just was practicing with it. So like I said, I decided maybe I should show this to you guys so I can get some actual use out of it instead of just doing it to do it, because it's a demo. So here I'm turning on the onion skins. You can see what I've onion skinned so far as animation goes. I don't want that many onion skins showing, so I'm going to back it up. All right, so what I have here so far is I'm not playing it yet. So I have a guideline. That black line right here is a guideline I put in there to basically keep where I want the character's head to be at for the animation. It's kind of a headline. It's just kind of a guide. So what I've done so far, I'm playing the video of the walking cycle on another monitor, and I'm looking at it as a reference while I'm working. So this guy here, I had no reference for. I was just doing a walk cycle. I have some side walking references, which I'll probably bring in to try to clean this guy's walk cycle up. But for the moment, I'm just gonna work. I'm working on the guy walking towards us. He's got puffy pants, so his pants are. That's why I have pants on him instead of a stick walk cycle. Anyway, so here's what I've done so far. He walks around the corner. Now, the only thing is, in the actual video, there's 2 people walking. So, and I didn't leave him enough room as he comes around the corner for 2. So I'm probably going to have to move him over. Move his entire character over a little bit. But I'll do those adjustments later. I'm going to worry about this first. So anyway, so he walks in the room, and so far what I have, he's doing the one, and it's not perfect, but I need to practice. So it's walking towards you. Now, I told you I was doing. I set up the keyframes, and I start out with a keyframe, and then going to the next in the keyframe here, and then setting a keyframe. Actually, for this one, I've only made it to here. Anyway, I set a keyframe, and then I went halfway between, set a keyframe, But what I found was my timing isn't perfect on those. Those were estimation keyframes where I wanted to be at. And since I am looking at this reference, I'm working straight ahead. So I don't advise straight ahead, but since I have a reference to look at on my other monitor, I think straight ahead's working. So let's see here. So I'm going to show you this, and then I'm just going to keep working. So I'll go ahead and play it. Okay, so there you go. It's beautiful. Play it one more time. All right. Okay, so now I was playing music in the background, but since I'm going to be posting this on my YouTube for my students, for you guys to watch, I don't have any rights to the music, so I don't think I should play the music in the background. So, because that's usually copyright stuff going on there. So, sorry. I guess we're gonna go out without the music. Okay. So, so where I left off at this pose right here. And if I go over to my other monitor, I know you can't see. Well, I can pull it over here. I'll pull it back over here and move it back. Okay. So it left off. I guess I'm still, according to this, I'm way back. I'm right here. I'm right here, unless I'm past this, which I could be right. Oh yeah, I was at the end of 6. That's where I'm at. Oh, okay. I'm basically right here. Okay. All right. So you see, I got the hands kind of like he's holding the coffee. Now, if I start working right here, right now, it will make this disappear. So what I'm going to do, I think there's a way to keep it on top, but I'm just going to pull it down the other monitor. It's just as easy. Oops, there's the other animation. I told you I had another one for the side walking cycle. Now I closed it. That's awesome. I'll reopen it. All right. I was at the end of 6. That's where I was at. So what you can't see it, I'm on my other monitor. I opened up the original one I was using, and I'm going to fix it to the end of 6, which is right there. That's where I'm at right here. Okay. So actually, I just noticed when I was showing this to you that I think I have his foot still touching the ground. It's actually raised up a little bit. So by pushing 2 on harmony, and then using the space bar, I zoomed in and shifted over. Okay, and I actually used the scroll wheel a little bit just now. All right, just to get closer. So what I got to actually do, and this is just a rough layer, so I'm going to go in and clean this all up later. This is just to get the initial animation down. So what I'm looking at here is I think I've actually got to adjust this a little bit more. I think it's more like his toe is actually off the ground right here. So this is where the foot was, so I got to have the toe exactly at least where the foot used to be at. On the previous, you can see the onion skins there. Okay. So you see his foot come down, his foot starts to lift up. This one's coming down. All right, next frame. So F6, just like in Adobe Animate. Now the previous frame I have, keyframe there, is starting to show up. I'm actually going to move it ahead a little bit because I think it might be a little bit longer before I get there. So I'm going to go back to this one. Okay, I'm just going to worry about this frame to frame right. I got to do right now. Okay, so now on my other monitor, I'm going to move my, it's not precise, but it's a little bit. I'm going to pull one more frame ahead. Okay, so one more frame ahead. puts me. Oops, now I gotta back out just a little bit. Oops, press 1. Make sure I'm on here. Press 1. Okay. So his head is going to be. He's still looking that direction, and because I'm gonna have him interact with that other character that walked past. I may not ever put the guy walking next to him. I just may put he interacts with the character walking past him. All right, so he's slowly getting bigger. So this is all got to be made bigger as I go. Once again, it's totally eyeballing everything. I'm just looking at another monitor for the. And so anyway, okay, just keeping this loose. All right, so at this particular point, this leg, I'm using it as the walking reference to see the way he looks when he walks, so I get it correct. Okay, so at this point, his leg was on more of an angle. It's starting to come forward a little bit. This foot is off the ground. He's going to start bringing it forward. This foot is still on the ground in the same place. And his leg is straight because most of the weight is on this leg. Now, this would be the crossover, more or less. So technically, he would be slightly above. He'd be pushed up slightly because it's the crossover. But I don't want that. That's just there. Okay, and I'm going to hit F5 to extend that frame. All right, and okay, so all right, and then F6 to make a new keyframe. And my other monitor, I'm going to move that frame ahead one. You know, I wonder if there's a way I can make this thing. If I put it on a mini player. Let's see if there's a way to. No. I wonder if mini player would stay on top. I doubt it. We'll try it. I think as soon as I start drawing, it's going to disappear. Okay, so with the mini player, now this foot has come forward. Oh, it did stay up there. That's good. I didn't think it would. Now his leg has. But I think I missed a frame between there because that seems like it's too. I might not be able to move the mini player, really. This is going to be a thing. I think going back, that was bad. Okay. Alright, the mini player is not going to work. Alright, so we left him off 6 going into 7. But that is the next frame, isn't it? Okay. Alright, mini player it is. Okay, so at this point I'm going to bring the foot coming forward. And it's going to be moving forward there. It's coming forward. This one is going, it's still in the same place, but it's going back. It's still, because he's leaned forward now. He's gotten bigger as he's coming closer. This cup of coffee. All right. It seems to me that his upper body seems a little too big, doesn't it? It's getting bigger, but I think it's unproportionally getting bigger. Oops. There. It seemed like he was just unproportionately getting bigger. Okay, and you know, it's just a it's gonna be all fixed later anyway. It's just to get the walk cycle correct. All right, it's a reference. Okay, so now check that. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, and F5, F6. Make the mini player bigger. Okay, so now he's stepped down. Make the mini player. Okay, so now his foot is on the ground here. It has moved forward because it's basically come down, right? So, and his leg is now almost straight down. This one has now come up off the ground. This foot has now come off the ground, but it's kind of like this angle here for it. Okay. Okay. Now in the animation, the head has lifted slightly, but I don't know how much I'm worried about that. This is all later. I'm just trying to get the walk cycle itself down. So the overall body in the body positioning, I can adjust a little bit. It's mostly about getting the overall legs and the walk cycle down. Okay, so right, yeah. All right, so then F5 and it's not recording. So, all right, hopefully it's recording my sound. I think it is. I'm gonna pause the whole thing for a second. I don't want to stop it. I have to leave it for 1 second. Okay, I'm gonna put an extra thing I didn't want. There. Okay. All right, I'll be right back in 1 second. Do something. Okay. So basically, why I'm showing you this is I'm just showing an example of doing frame by frame animation. All right. So he's got that frame. So F6 to make another frame. And I'm going to now. So this one, you see his leg has lifted up. Okay. Mini animation or mini frame again. Okay, so I'm going to draw his leg there. He's now stepping down on that leg. He's going through the crossover. This one is going to be coming forward at this point as it's getting ready for its crossover. It's going to come forward in a second. He's going to be slightly higher. Because he raises up on the crossover. Okay, and you don't have to be. It's more about getting the actual. It's gonna rain. It's more about getting the actual animation done. Okay, so actually it's gonna storm here. So what I'm gonna do is stop this, and I'll continue it in a minute. I'll edit it together. I'll pause here. Okay, so let's see what we have so far. All right, ready? So let's. I just have to walk my dog. Oops, I don't want this. I want this. Oops, I keep hitting F1 instead of 1. Okay, so let's see here. Just to show the whole scene. And do what I just did. What I just did. Did I erase my background? I think I did. Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. Where's my background? Why did I erase it? Oh, yeah. Okay. All right, I'll fix all this. All right, I'll be back in a little bit. I'll restart the video then.